for another beautiful day and another beautiful meditation. Actually, it's nighttime here now. We just recently had a nice full moon, and on the wake of that, I also think that the energy has been a little more like charged or higher frequency with Halloween and the time of the year. So it's so fun to come together and like drop in to everybody's world at this moment in time. So thanks for being here. What we're going to do here tonight is um, a guided meditation. We're also going to talk about some affirmations that inspire us to discover, find, or even explore what it's like to create our own reality through meditation. But particularly tonight, we're focusing on what makes us happy, what makes us feel good, what raises our vibration. Um, so we'll go around real quick. Again, I'm Bonnie. I don't know if I mentioned that yet. I do this. I'm starting to do this every Wednesday evening, so you can find me here. We'll do a quick introduction. Your name. I like building this community of people who meditate. It's really fun to have support with our practice. So I like to take the moment to do a quick drop-in and just say hi to everyone who showed up to this Google Hangout right now. So your name, where you are in the world, and the sentence stem, one thing I love about meditation, blank. So I'm Bonnie. I'm in Austin, Texas. One thing I love about meditation is the way that everything after is beautiful. There's like a little essence of magic to my vision after I've gotten my meditation in. So, hey, I think, let's see, if anybody wants to go next, go ahead and shout out, or I will pick someone. Ha ha ha. Okay. Joelle, would you like to go first? Can I call on yours?
Sure. So
Sweet.
my name is Joel. I live in Ontario, Canada. And one thing I appreciate about meditation is it's the ability that it gives me to both ground and connect to higher consciousness that I have access to when I enter into that state that normally it might not be entirely attached to. So I appreciate that.
I appreciate that too, and thanks for bringing that to light. I love that part about meditation. Okay, we'll move quickly through. Indigo didn't come back. Deanna, you want to go?
Hi, I'm Deanna, and what I love about meditation is clairvoyance and prosperity. I really like the idea of just letting things go, and I'm just all about go with the flow, and whoever flows, flows.
Sweet. I like that. It helps put me in the flow too. Um, Nardik said that he wanted to pass. If you change your mind, go ahead and speak up. I'm not sure of your name, but I see you there sitting on the screen. It says UCC. Let's see, I can't. The whole name is like blocked off on the Google Hangout screen. Hi. Do you want to do an introduction? Say hi. Just your
Uh,
name, where you are in the world, and the sentence stem is one thing I love about meditation, or one thing I appreciate about meditation, blank. Whatever.
Sorry about that. I was trying to get my microphone unmuted.
That's okay. Yeah, it's kind of
Uh,
funny.
my name is Peter, and what I like about meditation, well, I actually have a pretty difficult time with it. But whenever I manage to do it, I find it immensely helpful in finding the hiccups that are hindering me, from the subconscious, and that's primarily what my attempt at working in it has been as of late. I'm just trying to find what's been holding me back so I can go forward.
Hmm. Yeah, I understand that feeling. Cool. And so, are you saying you've done some meditation and experimented with that?
Yes.
Cool. Sweet. Well, I'm glad. Welcome. Nice to meet you. um, okay, let's see. I don't think that Indigo came back, and Phosphorus is going to pass. Christian?
All right. Hi, my name is Christian. I live in Southern California. Can you guys hear me?
I'm turning you up. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, you're good.
Um, what I love about meditation is similar to what Joel mentioned, just ability to be grounded and also tapped into um, higher realms of consciousness, and and how that carries over to my day-to-day life. Um, and also it helps me focus a lot.
Mm.
So I've kind of replaced medication with meditation.
I love that.
So yeah.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. Sweet. Well, thanks for being here. Okay. Indigo, I see you typing, but I don't see your camera. So if you want to type and I can read out loud, or we'll just yeah. Or if you're there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Do you want to do your quick introduction?
Sure.
Okay. Name, where you are,
Yeah.
what you love about meditation.
So I'm Brendan from Kenora, Ontario, and it's been about a year and a half since I've started to get into meditation because I was in an unhealthy mental state, and it helped to basically keep myself calm
Mm-hmm.
because what I found was transcendental meditation. Because instead of thinking meditation just sitting, make it an actual daily practice.
So the sentence stem was one thing I love about meditation, and then blank, and we'll just keep it like maybe. Can you think of like a sentence to wrap that into? And I don't know if you froze or if you're thinking. Sometimes the camera freezes too. Okay. All right. We'll go ahead and start. So tonight I wanted to focus on happiness because we're kind of in that like time of the year where the seasons are changing. It's getting dark longer, and I particularly have been doing some shadow work, and I find it's really great to balance that out um, with feeling good, with some happiness meditations. So the thought, and I've been doing some research on different affirmations I like, but the thought or grounding thought that we can come back to throughout this meditation is the affirmation. And I got this off of Michael Austin Jacobs' YouTube. I was just checking out his videos. And it is, if anybody wants to write this down, feel free to. Um, I choose to be happy right now, and I choose to share this happiness with everyone I meet. So what I mostly like about that is the realization that like we're choosing to be happy. Sometimes it's not easy to choose to be happy. I've been experiencing that today. Um, but so we're just going to play around with that idea. And the next thing we're going to do is close our eyes. And for a moment, we'll allow our imagination to take us to what it would look like if we were totally happy in life. If we could see what that would look like. We don't have to try and summon it or draw it to us. We can simply just begin to see it. What does it look like? And allow ourselves to start painting that picture. We'll begin to get very clear on what the picture is. Are we Are we living in a house? Are we living in a cabin? Is there a lot of space around us? Or is it maybe smaller space? Realizing that what happiness looks like to us might not look like happiness to someone else, and that we can choose what it is for us. Continuing to detail out what this place looks like. And then very gently we can open our eyes. So the point of that was just to kind of allow us to start seeing what that place looks like before we open the rest of this meditation container. So now it's when we go to access that in our meditation, it'll be a little bit closer because we'll already have an idea of what that picture looks like. If you all are okay with it, I was going to do a quick breathing technique to help us like get centered and kind of change our brain chemistry, and then move on to the rest of the guided meditation. Does that sound okay?
Sounds great.
Okay. Okay, so the breathing technique we'll keep super simple, and I start all my meditations with this, so I would like to offer it to you because it's so helpful to me. Which is called repeated breathing. So the way that this works is we are going to pick a number. Each person's number might be a little bit different depending on your breath span and what feels right to you. For me, I sometimes do 4 seconds, sometimes 6 seconds, sometimes 8 seconds. So figure out how long it feels good to inhale for. So let's experiment. We'll just inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so where did that feel comfortable for you to stop? Was it at the 4? Was it at the 6? Just recognize that. So once we've got that number, repeated breathing is where we simply will pick that number. So I'll do 6. I'm going to inhale for 6 seconds, hold my breath for 6 seconds, and exhale for 6 seconds. So the number can change, but we want to keep it the same between the inhale, the hold, and the exhale. So it could be inhale 4 seconds, hold 4 seconds, exhale 4 seconds, inhale, or 6 seconds or 8 seconds. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm going to do the time for you on 6 seconds, but I invite you to change it around if that number doesn't work for you. So, we'll also take this moment to put out any intentions for this meditation and do any other rituals that we do before our meditations if we have anything specific. And then we'll exhale all of our air out through our mouth and inhale through our nose. I'll keep time. Hold our breath. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. 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 Exhale. We'll do 2 more rounds. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Good. Now we can let go of this technique. And for just a few moments, we'll pick up my favorite mantra, which is Hong Sa, meaning I am spirit. As we inhale, we'll mentally say the word Hong. And as we exhale, mentally say the word Sa. So we'll focus on aligning the words that we're saying in our head with our breath. So instead of our minds wandering to all the other places it can wander, we're going to keep it focused on the Hong as we inhale and the Sa as we exhale. Feeling with each exhale our shoulders release and relax into the floor a little bit more. And allowing ourselves to feel our breath and feel the words aligning with our breath. Good. So now we'll go into the rest of the meditation. It's always nice to help our brains focus a little bit before the meditation with these techniques. So if you'd like to learn more about any types of techniques, we can do that another time. So we'll start by kind of wiggling out. We might have already been sitting for a little while, so there might be a spot in our body that needs to be moved. We might need to readjust. We might need to shake our bodies or wiggle, whatever we want to do in this moment to get us comfortable. We'll close our eyes. We'll allow our intention one more time before we put it down. Whatever that intention is for you in this moment. And we'll be reminded of our centering thought of this meditation. I choose to be happy right now and choose to share this happiness with everyone I meet. We'll begin now to feel the touch of our seat on the chair, becoming present with any point of our body that might be touching the ground or the chair that we're sitting on. We will begin to become present with all of the sounds around us in the room that we're in right now. Maybe we hear a heater on. Maybe people talking in the other room. Maybe a kitty cat meowing at the window. Whatever it is that we hear around us, we'll allow all of the sounds As we do this, we'll become present with our breath, recognizing how it feels as we consciously relax it in this moment. Recognizing the temperature of the breath. Does it feel warm or does it feel cool? Is it longer on the inhale than it is on the exhale? Can the air move further up our nostrils, closer up to the point between our eyebrows? Can we take a moment to feel like we're oxygenating this point so that when we inhale, it's like we're inhaling through the third eye or through the point of light at our eyebrow center? And when we exhale, feeling like the air is going out through that point. We'll take a moment here to pick up our abdominal breathing, meaning when we inhale, our stomach gets bigger, like the balloon in our stomach is inflating, and when we exhale, our stomach gets smaller, like the balloon is deflating. Here we'll take 3 of the deepest breaths we've taken all day. If we'd like on these 3, we can inhale through our nose and exhale through our mouth. Making any sounds that we want to make on the and then returning to our in through the nose and out through the nose breathing. Still the abdominal breathing, but for the rest of the meditation, we can do in through the nose, out through the nose. And once we feel nice and present in this moment, accepting and allowing our highest vibration, we can take a moment here to sit up a little bit taller. And we'll take a moment now to turn our awareness to our heart center, allowing our hearts to lead the rest of this meditation. Imagining the point of light at our third eye connecting with the point of light at our heart center. And then connecting down to our lower dantian, to our root chakra. We can just imagine a line of light connecting each of these points. And once we feel alignment, we'll allow ourselves to bring back that image that we had had of what happiness looks like for us right now, in this present moment. Maybe it's changed a little bit from when we first thought of it. Maybe it's the same. Just as real as we are in this room, hearing the sounds and smelling the smells, can we imagine that we're in that place of happiness also? Can we fully step into the image or the picture? And can we notice what feelings occur as we step in to this picture? What feelings pop up first when we allow ourselves to step in fully? What feelings pop up second? we'll allow ourselves to jump in and dance in the feelings of this picture in our mind's eye. What does walking our highest path look like? What does it feel like? Knowing that showing up to allow these mental images is half of the work. And knowing that by simply imagining it, it's already been done. Allowing ourselves to feel from our heart what emotions or feelings come up as we allow ourselves into this image. Is there resistance coming up? That's okay. We can just notice that and be present with that. Becoming the observer of all of the emotions, the feelings, the sensations that arise as we step into our highest potential. There might be colors coming up. Recognizing those colors. What are they? Is it orange, yellow, green? We'll stay here for about another minute. Allowing ourselves in this next minute to think big. Knowing that everyone else in our path we're bringing happiness to just by being our authentic selves. So therefore, we have permission right now to think as big as we want. We can always come back to the point of light between our eyebrows, connecting with the point of light at our center, our heart center, and then connecting with our lower dantian near our belly button and even down to the base of our spine. We'll stay here for a few more moments, allowing ourselves to dance in the feelings. What would you do? What would it look like? Getting very clear on all of the details. Even the little details. And gently we'll send some gratitude to this place, to this image that we just created. And we'll send gratitude to ourselves for feeling all of those feelings, knowing that by stepping into those feelings, we are able to attract anything we want. But also just feeling the relaxation that occurs from that within our bodies. And where is it in our body? We can do a quick check, noticing if our body feels any different now than it did when we started. Knowing that we can always come back to this place, we'll begin to turn our attention back to the sounds in the room that we're in. Back to our breath coming into our body, to feeling the temperature as we inhale and as we exhale. Is it cool or warm? We'll ground as we finish this meditation by feeling ourselves root deep into the earth. Maybe if we're on the second floor, we can imagine it's dropping from the second floor and then into the earth. Whatever it is, but we'll allow ourselves to ground for that moment. And a little trick, if we'd like, we can put our hands together and rub our hands together, gathering all this positive energy we just created. We can imagine this image of our highest self, of our happiest place that we just held. And we can imagine it covered in blue and gold light. And then we'll open our hands and just let this charged flow of light flow to that image effortlessly, gracefully, easily, through like a tunnel of light even. And we can return our attention to the touch of our seat on our chair where we had started this meditation, taking notice if anything is different now. We'll wiggle our fingers and our toes. And before we open our eyes, we can take the last moment to be grateful, appreciative, but just to be. And we can end our meditation with one Om. So we'll exhale all of our air, inhale, and then we'll exhale with the Om. Om. And whenever we're ready, wiggling our fingers and our toes, and gradually opening the eyes and honoring ourselves for showing up to our practice, we can take a moment real quick to think of our intention again and welcome it back to this room. And we'll take a moment just to come back here in this present moment, and we can wiggle our bodies a little bit and kind of feel what that feels like, taking inventory of all of these feelings that we're having. It seems like the key is to visualizing the details, but then it's like this whole other aspect of like stepping fully into all of those feelings. So that was the goal of that meditation, was to allow ourselves to step into that. So I'm curious, do we want to take, I feel like maybe I'll take one deep breath. If anybody wants to share what that experience was like for them, even if it was like hard to do or you didn't like doing it or resistant towards doing it. I know I am too, often resistant. So I'd love to hear.
Hey, Bonnie.
Hi. Okay, so I'll just go first, and then I'll the example would be doing that meditation. I did feel like, even though I've imagined this several times, I still felt like it was hard because it was like, it's hard to draw out each little picture. But when I give myself permission to think big, it seems a lot easier.
Yeah, it was kind of difficult, a little bit difficult for me. To just the visualizing part, But I mean, yeah, there was never really a clear picture for me. This was hard, but
Was there like maybe like many pictures or?
yeah, I don't know. It's just hard for me to visualize clearly at the moment. I don't know. I don't know what that is, but I mean, I did
Well,
visualize things, and I felt very relaxed. So
good. Yeah, even just, I mean, I think it's kind of like it takes practice. Like,
yeah,
I mean, it's gotten easier for me since I've been practicing. I'm still working on the feeling it, like really feeling that. Um, but I think it's all a practice and a process. Um, but yeah, so do you like the breathing techniques a little more, Christian?
I do. I mean, I've always loved the breathing techniques. I always get a lot out of
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
next
But
time we
I
can
mean,
do more breathing techniques. I'm feeling the sudden urge to do some kind of just like 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 more breathing more breathing techniques. Kind of the ones where we're focusing on like moving our energy from our feet up to our head and then back down.
mm,
It's fun for me. I like to do that in my meditation. Kind of like get the body flowing. I was also seeing a lot of colors in that meditation. I kind of want to do a color chakra meditation. Maybe that'll be next week. But yeah.
that'd be
You know,
cool.
Bonnie, when I first came in, I was like, okay, what were you guys doing over here when I was actually at work?
We were breathing, creating our dreams into reality. Okay, Let's see. I can't remember exactly what you said your name was in the beginning, and I just met you, and now I'm feeling guilty. Oh, was it Patrick? Jeff?
Joel,
Something?
maybe?
Joel? Joel? No, that's Joel. You.
Me. Okay.
Is your name Joel?
No, it's not. Peter.
Oh,
Um, well, for one thing, breathing is something I have a difficult time with. Last week I went to a massage therapist and discovered that I'd been breathing the wrong way for a very long time. There was a group of muscles that I had been failing to engage for a long time because I don't know. Everyone's been telling me to breathe with the diaphragm, and I assumed I was breathing with the diaphragm, but I was neglecting other muscles that really would help me breathe. And ever since then, I was breathing better. And my intention, oddly enough, synchronistically enough, for this meditation was to focus on my elemental air and incorporate that into my being more. Um, I don't know how many of you might have studied tarot at all, but the swords suit has to do with air, and every time I've gotten a reading where the swords have shown up, it's been working against me. So my intention was to kind of make friends with it better, and get it to be on my side. And as soon as you started talking about breathing and sending the air into your third eye area and controlling the movement of that air, um, I started just to fall into that pattern of just grasping air and incorporating it into my being in a very conscious way rather than letting it run amok and working against me.
I love that. And how did that make you feel?
I feel substantially better than I did 20 minutes ago.
By the way, if you see me doing this, it means
Yeah.
I agree. Spirit fingers. That's so awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. Is that really
Glad to report.
what?
Glad to report that.
Yeah, totally. I love it. Part of the reason I do these hangouts is because I keep meeting awesome people who show up in them. So thanks. I mean, I met Christian through one of these. Joelle, not exactly through one of these ones, but one of these Google Hangouts. Everybody. So I appreciate it.
I'll piggyback off of each other. I feel strong resonance with what he's saying there because I understand all too well the influence of each of the elements, and the air element or the sword suite in the tarot is often, I find, of particular challenging nature for most people in our society because being representative of our thoughts and mental faculties, this is where we often get stuck. Day-to-day life often keeps us pinned down in that area, and then what happens is we become very imbalanced, and with our thoughts predominating, it leaves us very susceptible to states of anxiety. And because this can be our everyday, we don't even realize that our norm has become to be in a state of anxiety. This puts severe limitations on our ability to breathe properly, to breathe wholesomely, and yeah, to engage the entire respiratory system and the diaphragm, and to breathe from the belly, and to be breathing through the nose at a even rhythm. These are all things we take for granted because we kind of become disconnected from it. So I've taken up being very consistent, doing like 98% daily meditation at some point during the day, usually in the morning, for the last 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks. And I've been finding that naturally with building a practice, it becomes much easier to to incorporate meditation into a daily routine where it doesn't feel like it's a labor, but rather it becomes something you can look forward to, and also become better at it, and really reap its benefits and soothing the body, soothing the mind. And yeah, there are days where the energy is a lot more intense. Like yesterday, I couldn't meditate for the life of me yesterday. It was just a really intense day. Um, but do not fall off that wagon. Definitely, meditation is something that requires a consistency of practice, as I've always been told and as I've been experiencing. So, really healthy practice, not just for calming and integrating the mind, but also for allowing our nervous system and our muscles to not be in such a state of tension, so we can connect to the natural rhythms of our body. So that's my 3 cents.
I love that 2 cents.
I feel very fortunate because I'm a singer and my voice teachers have always taught me how to breathe correctly. So like as soon as we started learning breathing exercises, like, oh yeah, I got this. It's like getting benefits right away. I just love it. But
Oh, that's awesome. So you kind of, in singing, got some breathing going on.
Yeah, just breathing techniques,
Another thing I'd like to add is, my nature tends to be quite heavy. Even though I weigh next to nothing, it's easy for me to get stuck in a heavy, negative spiral. And I find that as I incorporate the air into myself, I lighten the fuck up. I don't think I get rebalanced, and things don't weigh me down as much as they normally would.
Yeah.
Does it actually feel lighter? Is that what you're saying?
It really does feel lighter and sharper and clearer,
I know. That's one of the other favorite things I have about it. That's why I was like, this is gonna be a hard sentence stem, the one we did in the beginning, because there's so many favorite things I have about it. But yeah, I feel lighter. I feel like there's more of like a pep in my step, like just walking around in my day. It's
I
fun.
also find that at times, especially in the beginning, that it's hard to get into, or it takes a while for you to kind of get in the groove, in the zone, if you will, with a bit of an altered state of consciousness with the meditation, and not to get discouraged, not to like, okay, it's been 5 minutes, it's been 10 minutes, nothing's happening, then you stop. Like, just keep going at it and building up, and eventually, like it hits you. Like I've been sometimes in some guided meditations or group meditations that maybe last 40 minutes or so, and it's like 30 minutes in, that's when I'm in that zone, and it's like, oh, now it's ending. And and then when I'm meditating on my own, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do like a 15, 20 minute meditation, and then I step out of it. It's been like 50 minutes. It's like, holy, in the realm of time have significance.
Yeah, that's what time is just like now that I do feel like it took a little bit of practice to get to this point, but now it goes so quickly when I sit down. But I do remember at first it would take a long time to kind of like get into the meditative state. But I completely agree with what you said before, which is that kind of at first it might be a chore, but the more that we do it, the more that we look forward to doing it, and the more that it's like a treat. Um, like I really, yeah. But I have to not look at it too much of, like keep like it's all about not being attached at the same time, So it's really quite an interesting balance.
Yeah, I'm just now getting to the place where I can more easily slip into that altered state. but I can't stay there as long as I'd like to yet. But uh, yeah, it just takes a while. Just doing it.
Yeah, I think that the like 10 minutes a day. Sorry, I'm about to sneeze. 10 minutes a day daily is is really, really effective
Yeah,
for making it easier for once you do sit down. So, like, not
absolutely.
making it this huge, like, oh, I have to sit down and meditate for an hour a day, but just realizing that 5 to 10 minutes a day can be, like, super effective in, relaxing and even harmonizing our stress levels. And it's pretty fascinating,
Yeah.
everything that meditation can do for us. But
Hmm.
just 5 to 10 minutes a day. But it's funny because, oh, and by the way, oh yeah, I'm doing a 66-day meditation accountability group, and if anybody wants to learn more about that, you can contact me. I'm Bonnie LeBaron, BONNIE. LeBaron is LEBARON. Um, Contact me on Facebook, or my email is bonnie@symbiotichealing.com. But the trick I really do feel is a little bit daily. And then I like to have like longer ones at some point throughout the week, but managing to get that 5 or 10 minutes in a day can really change our world. It can change our hormones in our brains so that we can operate from higher states of consciousness, essentially. And it looks like we just got a new person. I'm going to go ahead and close the live on air part. But we can still keep the Google Hangout going. If anybody has any last words to share, thank you to our YouTube viewers. I
Bye,
appreciate you.
internets.
What?
Bye, internets.
Bye.
Bye,
Oh yeah,
everybody.
like it always says, bye, internet. We're going to be doing this Google Hangout for a little bit longer, so if you would like to join in, feel free to. The links are up on my Facebook page, Bonnie LeBaron, or you can find it at the Facebook page, Symbiotic Healing. Uh, I am going to do this next week, and we'll have a different theme and a whole nother set of meditation techniques. So we'll see
All
you
right.
then.